pop her, if she was a virgin, she becomes your wife. You gotta go to her father, pay him that 50 shekels of silver. She get that token of her virginity, which is the you gotta pay the dowry for that. Yeah. And she becomes your property. She becomes your wife. You could do that with as many women as you can afford to take care of. That's not fornication. But fornication, when you read about it mostly in the New Testament, is basically mainly dealing with idolatry.
Yeah, spiritual fornication.
Spiritual fornication.
And the customs, if I may say, and the customs also of the Greeks and all that, they men with men, women with women, married people, they were just sexually profane. They would do whatever.
Get Ezekiel.
You know, so he was telling them that were Israelites that were following those customs, cut that out. And this is where the rules and the lines are drawn at. And he was showing them in the law. But he was saying it because it's just not wise to do it. These ones you can keep, some of these you can't keep. Not about the sexual part, I'm talking about, you know, he said the sexual stuff, you can keep that. You don't have to pop that dope. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sleep with that man's wife. Go get you a woman that's not betrothed, that's not promised to nobody, that's single, so to speak. You know? So that's why we always going to talk about the spiritual sense of the scripture, because they were applying the spirit in the New Testament. And that's why the law didn't have the same effect.
16 and
being 14, the end all be all in the New Testament as it did in the Old
15.
Testament.
But in the Old Testament, in the law spiritual, and in the New Testament law spiritual.
The law was, yes, because when you follow them, they are spiritual, but they're carnal as far as some of the things. Like, we shouldn't have to tell you to keep the beard. We shouldn't have to tell you to not pop this man's woman. But man was made with flaw and carnal, so we needed a visual to show what to and what not to. We had to write it out there in stone so they knew these don't cross. And still, what do we do? And what did man still do? We're talking about Israelites anyway. What do we still do? We still try to find a way to weasel around the written law, even though it was crystal clear, black and white. You know, with the whole Isaiah and the sacrifices and all of that other stuff.
All right, brother, I'm gonna get some of these, man. Hey, man,
I want to answer your question about fornication real quick.
Ezekiel 16, verse 14, 15. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness.
This is talking about Israel. The Lord's basically getting on Israel for basically their spiritual promiscuity, because our people had a habit of all the neighbors, whatever idols that they were worshiping, Israel was always into. Always let you know, just basically wanton, just all over. Just like if you got a woman, she belongs to you, but her eye is everywhere else. Her eyes is focused on that man, that man, that man. She worried about what he's doing. She's trying to do what he's doing. Basically, she's committing adultery against you. That's how Israel, when Israel is off in all them different idols, you know, they worshiping Cesare Borgia, the white image of who the world calls Jesus Christ, Islam, all them idols that the black unconscious clowns in New York is worshiping. That's all the Most High looks at that as a spiritual adultery. That's fornication. You go from this idol to that idol, from this philosophy to that philosophy. That's fornication. Go ahead, bro.
Through my comeliness, which I have put upon thee, saith the Lord God. But thou didst trust in thine own beauty, and playedst the harlot because of thy renown, and pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passeth by. He it was.
Basically, they poured out their fornication, meaning they got involved with that idolatry. You know what I mean? So when you read about fornications in the New Testament, it's mainly dealing with idolatry. But it also applies to those other illicit physical transgressions dealing with your sexual intercourse. You know what I mean?
All right, come on, bro. We're gonna get some of these, man.
We'll be out here a few more hours, bro. All right.
Yeah, man. You know, and get Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. You know, just a quick.
We racing.
Back.
No, that's cheap. I'm sorry. I was about to. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. It says, "For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
There it is.
Yeah.
You know?
So
So,
advising them.
yeah. Yeah, that was, that's
he
it.
really needed that one.
Yeah.
He said he'd been Mason, he'd been Islam, all of them. So he dealt with a lot of idols.
He was saying the other guys that came up, they linked in through that Masonic thing.
Right. Yeah. They still got to get a little. They still got filth that they got to get off of him.
That
That
old
one
nigga
dude, he ain't
that
getting
off
it.
him.
He ain't gonna get it off of him.
I didn't even want to deal with him, man. When he went into
I
it,
saw the
like,
spirit
okay,
on the
I'm
way.
gone.
His countenance, the way he
Yeah.
came up. I
Can't
was
tell
like,
him shit.
you can't tell us nothing.
Con, just when you repeated faith in the spirit, then he gonna repeat the same thing as if he said something different.
Yeah, but what we asked,
Yeah, we talking
we asked the
about
God,
the works.
what is the works
Right.
of faith?
He went into a whole bunch of bullshit.
You know, what are those works? What did the Lord tell us to do?
Con.
You know,
Go out to the highways and
you ain't.
byways.
Hey, if you know that, the Lord said, go out to the highways and hedges and bid to the marriage.
Bid to
God.
the
Where
marriage.
you at? What you do?
Yeah.
Con, feed my sheep.
Feed the sheep. That's a commandment.
I didn't even want
out
to
to
go
the-
there. It was like, you know what?
Because you know he gonna weasel around. We gonna go way
He
to the
didn't
left
want. He didn't
field.
want nothing, man. He just wanted to say his bullshit and get on. I was like, okay.
Did you hear what the Jake said though?
What?
Jake was like, I'm pretty much under him in that Masonic thing.
Oh, well, he need to get from under
Where
that
his
shit.
You need
boss
to
or
break
whatever.
away from that shit completely, man.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be in
But
that
he
and have
has
it.
benefits.
But
I
you
know
got
you
your
touched
fringes
got
on.
benefits.
Yeah.
He got benefits being in.
Oh, well, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So he don't want to.
Yeah, spiritual hoe.
Right.
Yeah, that's, you're gonna have to make a choice, man.
Yeah, you gonna have to. Eventually, you gonna have
You can't do this and do that shit.
Yep.
You can't
do
serve
this.
two masters
No.
in this thing.
Hey,
can't do that.
let somebody bring that out directly. 'Cause that
Hey.
perfectly fits. Because that's the only
With
place he
Nathan,
can.
he
Right.
can. As long as he give him money.
Matthew chapter 6.
And another thing you notice with Jake is they always try to find little, they'll keep asking and circumventing
around
with
the same
questions.
person.
But they always try to find
a
a loophole
Yeah.
to find a argument and what you, because when he asked about how we could deal with women of the other nations, we went straight to the law on it.
Yeah.
The law is telling you flat out, if you see a woman when you go into war with them,
But
you
we
got a
not at
desire
war
to him.
right now. Yeah, we is. We at war.
you know.
That's why. I looked at you
But
like,
even with that,
oh,
Jacob's still trying to find something within that. Ain't no, you coming right out the law with it, man. You know, what was King David when him and Joab, when they went to Edom and they was slaying all the males? What the hell they doing with those women?
Right.
What role did those women play in the kingdom, man? If you a king, you royal, man. Shit, you got women.
We got women. And all of them doing something.
Spoils of war.
Yeah,
They
man.
working. Some is straight up booty. Some is tending to kids.
Yep.
Some cooking. Some cleaning. Some planting.
Why would you not give your woman a servant? If you love your wife, why would you be like, hey, baby, I don't want you to work so hard. You just take care of me, but I'm gonna have her take care of the kids so we can spend more time. That just seems right through the spirit.
Yeah,
You know,
but
it
let's,
ain't for everybody. Yeah.
let's get
It's
this-
Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters.
He's gonna have to make a choice. Keep going.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold
That's why he can't come into the full understanding of it, because he still got too much invested into the worldly side of things. That's why he gravitates to IUIC.
And he got niggas over him like that nigga that was here.
And that's what I was gonna say. He only came up because he saw how humble he was to
Done.
what he was saying. So he had to come in and put his 2 cents in. Don't forget, I'm over you. And you know he gonna be pressing him the whole time when they get to their conference or whatever they got going on. Go ahead, bro.
and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve the Most High in mammon.
Money, basically, the money god.
That's what I
Which
said.
the Masons,
It's about money.
that's how they entice you, the money god. You know? Yeah, times is hard, but you gotta make a choice. I'll go back into what you want to know, wisdom solid. Wisdom solid.
That's why I say we do both with Nate, because it's all about the money.
Right? You see how these demons, like we said earlier, how these demons will gravitate to you on certain, but
He seems sincere, but
right.
he is attracted to Nate because of that glamour, that image that they portrayed. You coming out of the world of masonry,
Right.
you're gonna be attracted to that because you see an inkling of that within the IUIC.
The uniforms.
The uniform and all that, man. The prestige. You're gonna be attracted to that, man.
That's why we was cutting the shit out of him. The scripts, I was hoping he was picking them up anyway. You know, when he said he is Jew outwardly or Jew inwardly, which are you? You didn't get to bring it all the way out, but you know.
See, like, how we gonna be able to identify, who's who?
Right.
Well, the scriptures say you got to be a Jew inwardly. That's what counts for the circumcision.
I was holding pretty for
A nigga can put on them fringes.
Any nigga can wear fringes, man. That's the
But he is proof.
Yeah, exactly. He's an Israelite in the flesh, but he's not one in the spirit.
You in fringes at a Masonic conference.
Right.
You a nigga.
You got a lot of cleaning. Yeah. And I ain't funny. He did look sincere like he really want to know.
Yeah, he want to know, but he got to
Guess
grow.
what? There's a responsibility that you're going to have to take. And you're going to have to give up and sacrifice some things. You know? You might be your woman if she's tripping. It may be your lifestyle. Because that's how you're making money on the worldly side. And it's conflicting with your spiritual side. If there's no conflict there, then it's cool. But if there's a conflict there, which the scriptures clearly draw a line, from the world and spiritual, which the Bible is, which the righteous side is, you gotta make a choice.
Yeah, the God of the Masons, basically Lucifer is. They believe in Luciferianism.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna serve Lucifer and the Lord at the same time. That don't. You better think again, man.
Yeah. And they call it the truth. What's funny is they kind of call it the truth of what the word Lucifer means. The light bearer, the one that understands the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But they're doing it still from the left-hand side. This is the right-hand side of Luciferian, so to speak. The righteous wisdom, the righteous light. You know, when you go deeper into words, Lucifer meaning light bearer. You know, still on this, that idol.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Just did it.
Yeah, it was good.
You had anything else?
Well, somebody get Corinthians 8 on this. 1 Corinthians 8. I believe it's around.
1 Corinthians 8.
Hold on. 1 Corinthians 8.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 8 and. It's not Corinthians 8. It's I think it's in 2 Corinthians.
Now you got good.
No, 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. 10 and 21.
1 Corinthians 10 and verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
Yep.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils.
That's truth. So if you call yourself a Mason or you calling yourself a Christian or whatever it is that you identify yourself with that has a stigma of other philosophies on it, but you still claim to be an Israelite, that's synonymous with you serving the table of the devil and the table of the Lord at the same time. That can't mix. You can't do that. You're gonna take hold of one and despise the other.
It's obvious if they keep a company with that nigga who
Yeah.
came up here. If this is who you allowing to rule over you or guide you, it ain't gonna work, bro. That nigga, that was a demon. Straight up. That nigga was a demon.
That's probably why he really had to leave. He said he's about to go get something to eat, which I'm not. If he's sincere, he's really going to get something to eat. That's nothing wrong with that. But if those guys if you really serious about this, hey, come get the precious jewels, and come get the real food. And don't let that demon be the reason why you missing out on this gift. Because that dude was a demon.
That nigga was 18.
I damn sure wasn't going to waste my time with him.
Bro, you see how I just said,
Any nigga that come up with that motor mouth immediately, they don't come up humble, you just don't deal with them at all, man. Until they're willing to show, or at least check themselves and they realize that, hey, I kind of been talking too much, y'all here teaching, let me hear y'all, let me listen. You know what I mean? But if he come up already mouthing off, acting like he knows something,
That's
it's
exactly
best to
what he
just
did.
let that nigga be,
A
man.
bunch of rhetoric with nothing. It was a
Yeah.
bunch of rhetoric with nothing in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started to go, I'm like, no, I'm not finna do
That's that
this.
Matthew 13. Matter of fact, go that. Somebody got that. In Matthew 13, here come the wicked one. Because right after he came up is when you can see his concentration was broken. His concentration was broken right there. You know, that's right when his concentration got broken. It's in the teens, I believe.
Which one? Paraphrasing?
Here come the wicked one. The song that was in their heart.
Yeah, Matthew 13 and like 19.
Yeah, there you go. Matthew 13 and 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one.
Well, because what did he come up here for? To get the understanding of the questions that he had, right? We went into the name, we went into the basically the rape doctrine.
We couldn't even say the name. We broke the name down to him.
Yep.
You know?
Right.
And if you got faith, you understand.
He didn't understand, so he's trying to get it. He's trying to click. He's like, okay, I'm starting to get it. You know, just on time. Who comes to where he's fully persuaded, right? Who come the damn wicked?
A serpent head nigga.
Yep.
Booty faced ass, bald headed nigga. Then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Yep.
This
Which
is
what was in his mind, because what happens is when you hear this word, it begins to click in your mind, and it don't stop just because we stop talking about it. It's not coming in your ears. Your mind is still putting things together and bringing to remembrance all the things that make sense to seal it for you, right?
puzzle.
Putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And what does this nigga come do? He comes snatching pieces off your puzzle. No, we don't want to put them pieces together. And I'm just gonna throw a bunch of confusion out there just to break your mind. And he probably threw Masonic gold at him too. You know, he probably did. You know?
Because they did shake hands or whatever right there.
Hey, well, your allegiance gonna have to be your allegiance, right? Your allegiance gonna have to be the one or the other, man. That's the scriptures that we brought out. You can't serve two masters. That we can go to.
This is he which receiveth seed by the wayside.
Yep. What's good is it if you're gonna go home and continue watching Nate, continue going to the meeting. After the Tuesday meeting out there to see how he responded, he was like, damn, yeah, I know you go to certain meetings on certain nights. You know what y'all do. You know what you do. That's why it makes so much sense when you hear Israelites speaking. Because you listen to Great Millstone, because you know you're gonna get a level of information you ain't getting with any other group. You know? That's why they're so attracted to Great Millstone, especially the apostles. That's why there's so many demons always coming against the apostles like they do. You know? Because we're bringing out the truth on you.
And also what bugs you out is when you watching all those videos, you're gonna confuse yourself because it's basically different doctrines. All right, if you keep learning these different doctrines, you're gonna become confused because all these doctrines they don't match. They don't sync together, man. That's why the Lord said to speak the same thing. All right, if you hear somebody teaching another doctrine other than what you learn, mark that man and avoid him. You know, but if you constantly you accepting everything, you're gonna bug yourself out, man.
If you eat some meat, so to speak, right? You watch click on a Great Millstone video, and one of the apostles of the camp is going to some meat, and you don't understand that level of meat, but then you hear it put in another context somewhere else with another doctrine. Guess what? Which one you gonna gravitate to? If you understand that one, you're gonna gravitate to the one you understand versus the truth. You just got to understand that you wasn't of age to chew that meat. You know, the meat is for a purpose. But everybody, see, that's another thing that Jake got. Jake want to be on the level, man. Jake always want to be on the level. Jake want to understand everything, and then not only understand it, but teach it. They got to be the one that know. We're not the one that know. We don't proclaim to be the ones that know. We were taught.
In that case there, it's more like they want to learn it so they can deceive.
Right, so they can teach it from their people.
Yeah. So they can deceive others. You know, give you a little mix of this and mix of this, and you hearing this gumbo, and you're getting a bunch of abominations all in the same spoonful.
Yeah, this is Ephesians chapter 4, starting at 13. It says, "Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of the anointing, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness."
If I can say, that was the sleight of men, how it came up, how them other guys came up, especially that slickhead ass nigga. He came up and used the sleight of men. He used the deceptive technique to divert his attention away from this and into whatever else that they hear. Oh yeah, that's the guys from that. Yeah. So what? You expect us to not to change up how we speak about it? We don't hold in high regard what y'all believe in. Yeah, bro.
It says, "Whereby they lie in wait to deceive." That's why it says in Colossians 3 and 8, basically don't be beguiled by the rudiments of the world, by the somebody get that, Colossians 3 and 8. You know, because if you come over here laying Masonic shit at us, you coming at us with the basically the traditions of men and the philosophies of this world, man. That doesn't mix with the knowledge of the truth. You know? This thing is pure. This is holy. You can't mingle nothing else with this, man. The truth stands alone. It stands by itself, man. All right. You can't bring Islam into this.
No.
You can't bring Masonry into this. You can't bring Kemet, Egyptology into this. Christianity. You can't mingle none of that stuff with this, man. Right? This truth stands alone, man. You get that, somebody? Colossians 3. Oh, I think is it 2 and 8 or 3 and 8? It might check 2 and 8. Colossians 2 and 8. You know?
Colossians.
And that's the problem with Jake. They can't shake
I got you.
these wayward philosophies that they came up with or came in while they was in the world. When you come into this, you got to denounce all that. You got to unlearn everything.
It's 3 and 8.
3 and 8, right? Yeah, get 3 and 8.
Oh, it wasn't vain philosophies, okay?
Yeah, vain philosophy.
Yeah,
that's
it's 2 and 8.
2 and 8. Yeah, 2 and 8. Yeah, 2 and 8.
Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit.
Yeah, that's those men that's lying in wait with crafty, cunning craftiness, waiting to deceive you.
Now, that nigga there, that bald-headed nigga, that's exactly how he come off. Stern and like he know it up, like he got it, but it's all a facade.
And he's a seducing spirit.
Yeah.
All right, that Jake that was up here, that guy that's over him, that was his seducing spirit, man. You know, you start to get enticed by the so-called wisdom that you learned from that man. But that wisdom is really that's rudiments of the world. Hey, that's that strange woman that we always talk about. It says that the elected 144,000, they're not going to be defiled with women. You know. What's your question? What is your question?
I was just asking.
Huh?
You gotta speak up, man.
So she's like, she's like us. I'm from there.
You from the Middle East?
Yeah. So I was just saying.
Well, that whole region was full of dark-skinned people. You had the people right down in Egypt. What color were the original people in Egypt? They were dark, right? They were dark-skinned. They were so-called black people, right? That whole region.
I'm not considered to be a black. I don't know.
You're dark-skinned just like us.
Yeah.
But that don't mean that we're the same people, though.
Right.
We say we might have the same complexion. We might have the same darkness of pigmentation, but that still don't mean that we're of the same race or same nation.
Same hue.
You know what I mean?
So my point is that Jesus should. Now you guys are portraying him to be very dark. I think he's supposed to be like.
He is very dark. If you want to hear it out of the Bible, we could bring that out.
I'm a listener.
Okay. Well,
Do you want to hear it or no?
Yeah. What I'm trying to say
It's
is.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't want to hear it. But
you asked him for
I said
it,
this
he did
one.
to you.
But that We understand, everybody knows that this ain't what it looks like.
Yeah.
But this is what the Bible describes you to look like. That's why we have that view. That's what it is.
So I mean, you don't think that he looks more like Eastern, like
We don't think.
Like the rock
We don't
brother?
think. We're going by what the Bible describes you, and that's what it describes you to look like. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say, oh well, he might have a mole. No, the Bible describes it like that. That's how we gonna put it.
All right, guys. Have a good time.
I guess we couldn't answer his
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah,
He didn't want to answer.
He didn't really
He didn't want to answer.
That's why,
He wanted to
because he
say
didn't
he
want
looked like
to.
Jesus.
Picture of the signs, not us.
Yeah, of course.
He
See
wanted
what?
comfort and he looked like me. No, he don't look like me.
Well, they act as if people like us can't be from the Middle East.
Right.
They think because the only people that they see over there is themselves, man. But the people the original people of that land, they've been casted out of that land.
Right.
They all over the world. They ain't gonna just look just like you. There's Israelites that actually look like that man that was just up here, man. You know, it's people of the Northern Kingdom that kind of look like Arabs, man.
You telling me it's a car that?
And that nigga Alizé look like Ishmaelite. You know?
That's not even slight. That just
But you know, he's an Israelite, you know.
right. You know, me and this dude and you, matter of fact, had the same complexion.
Yeah.
We had a different tint, different little glow to us that he didn't have on.
Right.
Anyway, back to what we was talking about,
Yeah.
I had a piece up to go with it. This is why I thought it was 3 and 8, but this is Philippians 3 and 8.
Okay.
That's back on that guy, right? Philippians chapter 3, verse 8, it says, no matter 3 and 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahushua. It says Christ, but Yahushua, the anointed. It said, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord.
Yep.
You gotta count that loss for that Masonic thing that you in. Hey, these other cats that were standing here, if they were serious about this, they have to count it all loss. Whatever else they were doing, count it all loss, your belly. Or go get your food and come back. That's why I left no stone, right, to stand upon. Hey, we'll be here for a few more hours. You know? So, it ain't gonna take you 3 hours to eat.
No pictures, please.
We'll still be here.
Take pictures of the signs.
We'll still be here.
It's the signs, yes.
But I think the spirit kind of was moving because he knew that as the longer he stood out here, he was going to eventually get into it, tear into it.
Yeah.
You know? And he felt that coming, so he had to kind of slide on a slide, get on up out of here.
Like we said, when the apostles, remember when Alizé went to New York?
Yeah.
It's a different thing when you're watching the videos and really
Standing in
set it
front.
up here and getting edified and brothers pulling precepts and answering every inch of question you have. And showing you through the scriptures that, make it say something else.
Can I even add this to that? Because there's one thing that Jake is able to do, especially with Jake. We can see your intent and where you're coming from. Live in the flesh, looking into your eyes, we can see where you're coming from, so we can edify you more, or we can cut you down even deeper. You know, that's the difference of being on the street, standing right before another man. And you look into that man's eyes, and you can't hide the truth through the windows of your soul, so to speak, you know? And that's what he realized, like, he's seen it, like, he could tell where we was going. We was about to tear it into his ass. Because we left no stone for him to stand on with IUIC. Or whatever other group. But that's a cop slocking. That's a cop out to say I watch all the groups. That don't make us, that don't appease us to say that. We're gonna tell you to stop eventually. We're gonna show you why you shouldn't be watching all them other groups. And if you want the real truth, this is where you're gonna find it.
Man, this ain't no buffet, man.
Right.
You ain't coming here and you getting some slab of this over here and you getting a spoonful of this over here. Nah, the truth doesn't work that way, man.
I watch the Sakari because they controversial. I like Nate because he made me feel good about my affairs in the world. Drake Millstone is cool because they make good points and there's some important stuff that they say. But then I watch, nah, man, truth should be the one thing that you look for. Yeah. Choosing a camp. Choosing a camp is big. So let me because they ain't counting it all lost. They still want to appease them other spirits that's on them. The money spirit, the controversy nigga spirit, of these other camps. Right?
Finish Colossians.
So let me wrap this up. Anyway, it says Philippians 3:8. It says, "Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushua, and be found in him, not having mine own righteousness." That's what the mother camps give you. Other religions even will give you, right?
Their own righteousness. You know,
Written
in
by
Israel,
precepts of men.
in Israel, their own righteousness is their fringes.
Yep.
All right, making a fashion statement. You know, making it about the outward appearance. That's you establishing your own righteousness. Who said that the Most High requires that type of righteousness? You know. What about faith? You know. What about your works towards the ministry? You ain't looking at that. What you contribute to the Lord's building, man. You know.
Let me try to say that your faith in the Lord is your works.
Yeah, but what are your works?
Right.
That's why I was like, I wanted to engage, bro.
So he was
I
trying to
really
twist it.
wanted to get, but it was like,
He was trying to twist it up. He was trying to play some magical games.
I seen it though, but then it was like, should I?
No?
I just, I
don't
didn't
even
want to
deal with
leave
that
it
nigga.
alone. I wanted to get him, but it was like,
Hey, that's a maturity thing that happens in this truth. Let niggas like that, man, run off.
Yeah, let
and
him
if
get
it,
his
and,
shine.
he-
and that's all he wanted to do, say something and run off.
and if it uproots
Get it.
a weakling, bye. You wasn't of the elect. Bye. Bye, Felicia. We don't want you. Let me read that again. It says, because it's going to go what you were saying, right?
He didn't keep his foot.
Yep.
He came to the house, so he gonna have to deal with that later. Go ahead, bro.
Philippians 3:9 it says, "And be found in him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through faith
Boom.
of Yahushua,
There we go.
the righteousness which is of the Most High by faith."
Come on, man.
That's why I thought you know.
Hey, because a lot of them, when they read upon scriptures talking about the works, they automatically revert to the law.
Yep.
Oh, if I keep my fringes and I keep my beard, that's my works of faith. Yeah, we keep the law because we do have faith, but that's not what counts towards your faith.
Right.
Your works of faith is talking about your obedience to the Heavenly Father.
Right.
The instructions that He gives you.
How
You know?
many times you're willing to choose righteousness over wickedness?
Yeah.
You know, because it's the right thing to do.
You're willing to serve the Spirit and not the flesh.
Yep.
That's what the Lord is looking for, man.
Yep. Making
You know?
money just feels so right. No, not when you gotta give up something from your spiritual self. Take a piece of your soul out to do it. That ain't right.
Didn't it say our righteousness is as filthy rags, man?
Yep.
So you're not. If it was according to the law, none of us are righteous. All right. And if you want to, because I made a video on it. If you want to be technical and you want to be all about your fringes, for every law that you're not keeping, snip a fringe and see how many fringes you got left on your garment.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, I was even thinking like this. If the Most High thought that these garments, keeping the garments in the fringes was important, why are they going to burn up when the missiles come? Or is yours bulletproof and it's not going to burn up? It's going to burn up. We ain't even wearing this into the kingdom. We get salvation on the
It's going to
cherry.
be in us, man.
Right.
This wisdom is supposed to be in you. That's what makes you a son of the Most. If you led of the Spirit, you're a son of the Most High. That's
right.
That's what the Lord is looking at. He looks on the heart and not the outward appearance, man.
Can I make a point with that? Because your spirit is what's going to go into the kingdom of heaven. The flesh is too defiled to go. All these outward, whatever, it ain't going to
Flesh and
go.
blood shall not enter.
Right, but your spirit is going to go. Why? Because you cleaned your spirit, and it's now worthy to go into, well, the Most High cleaned it, but you're now worthy to go into the kingdom of heaven. You had more? No, you had something right now?
He has more on that. Colossians.
it was just a little bit too.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start over. Colossians,
Read louder, bro.
Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after the Mashiach.
Yep.
That's it, man.
After the rudiments of the world.
Yep.
The people of the world, the rudiments of the world is about getting money.
That's it.
And what appeases your flesh.
Yeah, it's about the things that the Gentiles seek, man.
Yep.
You know? Like the script, it was at Sirach 19 chapter, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Right.
And that's all you're going to learn in this society is the knowledge of wickedness. That's that whole, going back to the garden, when Eve transgressed, she ate from the knowledge of the tree of good and evil.
Yep.
Okay? So she went she opened up the left hand to basically to the sons of God.
Yep.
And we all started to go up ever since. And that in turn caused us to sin.
Right.
That's when we started to die. We started to become less. We wasn't immortal no more. We became mortal after that. So anything you learn out here is really it's of death.
Yep.
Anything you learn outside of this truth is really to your detriment. It's to really to kill you.
You said it right. Because they're even teaching you through the one book that can show you righteousness in the wrong spirit that will lead you to death as well. Only this book with these words in the proper spirit will lead you to life and righteousness.
I mean, look at the type of things that they're teaching in the world right now, man. All right? They're telling you men to get in touch with your feminine side. They're teaching you to be feminine.
Yep.
Okay? That's becoming
Real men wear pink.
a real philosophy, man.
You really said that. Real men wear pink.
Yeah.
No, little girls wear pink.
Yeah. Nothing good in the society is to teach you towards righteousness and to live.
Right.
You know? Everything is really to teach you about how to lead yourself to death. Following after the flesh, man. You know? And they teach you everything contrary to how you, your diet. Here in America, they teach you gluttony. You ain't supposed to be a gluttonous man.
That's in this city.
You know? They teach you to eat whatever you want to eat. You know? They teach basically against a perfect, righteous diet. Okay? I mean, we could go on for days, man. That's the root.